Today I'm going to tell you about how to break your worry habit. Almost all of the people suffer from one of the most common problems, that is worry. If we analyze this common enemy and try to overcome, then it will be helpful. Now the question is, what is worry? The answer is, it is simply an unhealthy and destructive mental habit. We are not born with the worry habit, we acquired it. Because we can change any habit, any acquired attitude, we cast worry from our mind. The next question is, why should we take the worry problem seriously? The answer is obvious. Since worry and its effects are much more destructive than other problems, and also different noted persons expressed their own views on it. Dr. Smiley Blanton, eminent psychiatrist, stated that anxiety is the great modern plague. A famous psychiatrist asserts that fear is the most disintegrating enemy of human personality, and a prominent physician declares that worry is the most subtle and destructive of all human diseases. Another physician tells us that thousands of people are ill because of depth of anxiety. These sufferers have been unable to expel their anxieties, which have turned inward, and the personality causing many forms of ill health. The destructive quality of worry is indicated by the fact that the word itself is derived from the Anglo-Saxon word meaning to soak. If someone were to put his fingers around your throat and press hard, cutting off the flow of vital power, it would be a dramatic demonstration of what you do to yourself by long-held and habitual worry. We are told that worry is not infrequently a factor in arthritis. Physicians who have analyzed the causes of these diseases assert that the following factors, at least some of them, are always present in arthritic: tension, apprehension, loneliness, grief, long-held ill will, and habitual worry. A group of doctors made a study of 176 American executives of the average age of 44 years and discovered that one half had high blood pressure, heart disease, or ulcers. They also discovered that worry was the prominent factor behind these diseases. What does worry do to man? It kills us from every conceivable angle. One day a layman asked a saint, "How long can we live? Do you desire a longer life?" Then the saint replied that, "Yes, I do. But it doesn't depend only upon your desire. For longer life, you have to follow the given rules. Keep calm, go to spiritual places like temples, churches, etc. Eliminate worry." A survey shows that people who are connected with the spiritual holy places and pay visit those places occasionally, maintain the spiritual life, motivated spiritually, live longer than those who never visit and never care for such things. Since we human beings are spiritually in nature, so we are spiritually motivated, and our worry thoughts are automatically emptied from the mind with the help of spiritual power, and it's scientific. Nobody can ignore the spiritual power that heals multiple wounds that we get in life in different times, and empties the mind, body, and the spirit. The survey also discovered that many people live longer than single people. Perhaps this is because a married couple can divide their worry. When you are single, you have to do it alone. A scientific expert on length of life made a study of some 450 people who looked to be 100 years of age. He found that these people lived long and contented lives for the following reasons. They kept busy. They used moderation in all things. They ate lightly and simply. They got a great deal of fun out of life. They were early to bed and early up. They were free from worry and fear. They had serene minds and had faith in God. Worry is such a negative factor that can make us ill. In this regard, Dr. George W. Cryle, famous American surgeon, said that we fear not only in our minds, but in our hearts, brains, and viscera. Whatever the cause of fear and worry, the effects can always be noted in the cells, tissues, and organs of the body. As a result, we suffer from different kinds of diseases like hypochondria or imaginary illness, insomnia, sleeplessness, etc. Dr. Stanley Koff, neurologist, says that worry is intimately connected with the symptoms of rheumatoid arthritis. A doctor recently stated that there is an epidemic of fear and worry across the world. All doctors, he declared, are having cases of illness which are brought on directly by fear and aggravated by a feeling of worry and insecurity. Actually, in life we will have to study, analyze and understand the three major enemies that destroy us in different ways. These are indecision, doubt, and the fear. The six essentials will never function, while these three negatives or any of them remain in your mind. The member of this unwanted tribe are closely related. When one is found, the other two are close at hand. Indecision is the sibling to fear. Remember this as you read. Indecision crystallizes into doubt. The two blend and become fear. The blending process often is slow. This is one reason why these three enemies are so dangerous. Fear is the most powerful of all thoughts with one exception, and that one exception is fate. We people suffer more or less from the six basic fears, and I want to say that most people are also fortunate if they do not suffer from the entire six. There, the fear of poverty at the bottom of most of one's worries, the fear of criticism, the fear of ill health, the fear of loss of love of someone, the fear of old age, the fear of death. The six basic fears are sufficient to destroy one's life. And the fear of poverty during the World War we were in the cycles of fear of death. Just following the war, we are in the cycle of fear of ill health, as evidenced by the epidemic disease which spread itself all over the world, like cholera, influenza, and other diseases. We modern and much advanced people have been enjoying their healthy life and the blessings of medical science since a few decades. Unfortunately, at present the human society has been in danger as COVID-19 broke out across the world. Today, the entire world is in trouble. What to and how to? All of our glorious achievements of science and technology failed to face the terrible situation created by the infectious virus COVID-19, and we are feeling like helpless creatures and in need of the help of Almighty God. Like other people, I also fell victim to the fear of poverty and the fear of death. I suffered much more from the fear of poverty than the fear of death. The fear of poverty is so powerful because we can see and feel the unbearable pangs through the sixth sense caused by it. It takes away lots of things from our lives which are due. On the other hand, the effects of fear of death are unseen, unfelt, and we do not know what it looks like after death, but it can be perceived that as you so shall you live. We can just perceive this much about the effects of fear of death. The result of fear of poverty is so painful that nothing brings man so much suffering and the humility as the poverty. Only those who have experienced the poverty understand the full meaning of it. I did not know that fear of poverty is just a state of mind and nothing else, and that can be overcome. How fear of poverty can beset us and give you in short. Fear of poverty paralyzes the faculty of reason, destroys the faculty of imagination, kills our self-reliance, undermines enthusiasm, discourages initiative, leads to uncertainty of purpose, discourages initiative, then it musters persistence, then wipes out enthusiasm and makes self-control an impossibility. It takes the sound from one's personality, destroys the possibility of accurate thinking, diverts concentration or effort, it musters persistence, turns the willpower into nothingness, destroys ambition, backlogs memory, and invites failure in every conceivable form. It kills love and assassinates the finer emotions of the heart, discourages friendship, invites disaster in 100 forms, leads to sleeplessness, misery, and unhappiness. And I think everyone will be shocked how powerful the fear of poverty is. There is no guarantee will be the victim of this dangerous fear, because it is an uninvited factor to everyone. Just before reading some inspiring lines of the father of positive thinking, Norman Vincent Peale, I was convinced that I could never overcome this fear. It asserted from Bible that if you have faith as the grain of mustard seed, you can say to your mountain, move, and nothing will be impossible. Faith is the one part against which fear cannot stand. Day by day, as you feed your mind with faith, there will ultimately be no let for fear. This is one of the great facts that no one should forget. Master faith and you will automatically master fear. So the process is empty the mind and cauterize it with God's grace. Then practice filling your mind with faith and you will break the worry habit. Feed your mind with faith and in due course, the accumulation of faith will crowd out fear, and it will not be of much value merely to this suggestion unless you practice it. And the time to begin practice it is now. While you think of it and while you convince that the number one procedure in breaking the worry habit is to drain the mind daily with faith. It is just as simple as that. Learn to be a practicer of faith until you become an expert in faith. Then fear cannot live in you. The importance of freeing your mind of fear cannot be overemphasized. Fear is something over a long period of time when there is real possibility that by fearing, you may actually help bring it to pass. And I want to say that to overcome any kind of fear and to lead a peaceful and a serene life, we must take the help of spiritual scriptures, which are the real guidebooks of the civilized society. I also follow the teachings of the Bhagavad Gita, Bible, and other sacred books to have a healthy, wealthy, and peaceful life. Actually, fear is the basis of all miracles, all mysteries, and that cannot be analyzed by the rules of science.